A very good morning to you all, captains, and welcome aboard. This is your captain, Captain Simwin speaking, and today on this very early morning, we will be continuing our British Airways career simulation series through the use of A Pilot's Life Chapter 2. And this route will be based on a real-life British Airways flight schedule route. So today I'll be taking you from London Heathrow right down to Milan Linate in the Phoenix A321. Yes, the A321. It's the first time we'll be flying the A321 together, and this aircraft will be controlled with the use of the Thrustmaster side stick together with the Logitech throttle quadrant. And then I'll be using Beyond ATC for our air traffic control, self-loading cargo for cabin operations, and GSX for all ground operations. And just like how I like to highlight for everybody on every single video that is uploaded, is that please be reminded that this is just a simulator and this is just a simulation, and some procedures may be skipped and overlooked just for the sakes of entertainment and pacing. So also take note of the fact that at certain points during the flight, I will be handing over radio communications to the Beyond ATC AI assistant, just so that I can focus on piloting the aircraft. So get ready for this immersive experience as we navigate the skies together, and let's begin. So we're going to start by powering up the aircraft. Let's just turn on our light because it's fairly dark in the cockpit. So we're going to start by turning on battery 1 and battery 2, and then proceed to turn on the external power. I just want to load in our self-loading cargo so that we can have some cabin operations going in the meantime. And there we go, our cabin operations will be loaded. Now we can continue with our flow. We can proceed to turn on our emergency lights, and then just turn on some interior lights and turn off our flashlight. From there we can continue to turn on the no smoking signs, and then skip out on turning on the seatbelt signs because the aircraft will be fueled and boarded at the same time. So we just want to ensure that passengers can make it out should there be an emergency. So I'm going to turn on the probe and window heats, and then flip the nav and logo switch to position 1, and then just introduce or turn on some wing lights for the ground crew. From there we're going to go to our oxygen panel and turn on the crew supply, turn on our ground control and flip the switch to the captain switch, and then proceed to turn on all 3 of our gears, so gear number 1, 2 and 3, and then just wait for the on-bed signal to extinguish. Now, with power being relayed to the aircraft, let's just head on down to our EFP and load our flight, and then proceed to request for the flight to be loaded. So we're going to head on to our mass and balance page and then load the aircraft and use GSX to take care of the boarding and refueling. While we are waiting for the refueling trucks, we're going to head down to our captain's brief, and we're just going to have a look at the summary of our flight. So like I said, we'll be flying from Heathrow to Linate. Expected time of departure is at 4:20 Zulu, so that will be around 20 minutes past 4 in the morning in London Heathrow. Our expected cost index for this flight is a cost index of 60. We have average winds coming from 040 at 44 knots, and we have an average wind component of -001, so not much of a headwind over there. Our estimated takeoff weight is 81 tons and our maximum takeoff weight is 93 tons, so we're pretty close to the maximum takeoff weight. This indicates that we're flying quite heavy today. And our allocated flight altitude for this morning's flight is flight level 330 or 33,000 feet. With regards to the fuel, we'll be carrying 10.1 tons of fuel today, and 10% of that will then be used as emergency or extra fuel, just in case we need to do go-arounds, or we may have extended taxi processes. So I'm just going to flip to the Navigraph charts, open up our ground chart, and have a listen to the ATC for this morning. So our ATC for this morning is taken from 121935. Just going to key that in, and while we're listening, we'll just head outside the aircraft to see what's happening. 121935. Then let's jump outside.
Level 060. Advise on initial contact you have information Oscar. Heathrow Airport information Oscar. 0336 Zulu. Wind 050 at 5. Visibility 10 miles or more. Ceiling 3,700 broken. For 600 overcast. Temperature 06. 2.03. QNH 1027. VFR conditions. Landing runway 27 right. Departing runway 27 left. Transition level 060. Advise on initial contact you have information Oscar. Heathrow Airport information Oscar. 0336 Zulu. Wind 050 at 5. Visibility 10 miles or more. Ceiling 3,700 broken. For 600 overcast. Temperature 06. 2.03. QNH 1027.
Alright, and that's our ATC for this morning's flight. I'm just going to key in our QNH, which is 1027. I'm just going to head back to the EFB and head to the pilot's briefing page to just have a look at our routing, or our planned routing. So as indicated by the ATC, we have been allocated runway 27 left departure. Our first waypoint will be the DET waypoint, and our last waypoint before we start approach procedures will be the Odina waypoint. Now with that information, we can jump to our Navigraph charts, have a look at our DET departure. This is for 09, so have a look at all the charts, departure charts, and we're looking for DET. Okay, so where we have DET as the first waypoint and departing from 27 left, so we have a SID allocated that is DET2 Golf. So I'm just going to note that on my side, DET2 Golf. And with that information, just to make sure we are not missing any other DET allocation, that's good. With that information, we can then tune into our delivery frequency, which is 121.980, and then proceed to ask for clearance. So we're going to tune in 121.980 and ask for clearance. Heathrow delivery, good morning. This is Speedbird 570 at gate 521 with information Oscar requesting clearance to Milan Linate Airport.
Speedbird 570, Heathrow delivery. Information Oscar correct. Expect runway 27 left. Detling 2 Golf departure with the Detling transition.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Clear to Milan Linate Airport. Expect runway 27 left on the Detling 2 Golf departure and the transition at Detling. Squawk code 2252. Speedbird 570.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
All stations, we're about to start boarding.
Speedbird 570, read back correct. Contact ground 121.705 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Contact ground on 121.7
Locking gear.
705 when ready for pushback and engine start. Speedbird 570.
Negative, ground on 121.705.
Ground on 121.705. Speedbird 570. Alright, and that was our clearance for today's flight. As confirmed, we'll be departing from runway 27 left via the Detling 2 Golf departure, and we'll just tune into our ground frequency as we prepare the aircraft for pushback and engine start. Right, as you can see, we have a company message, so we can head back to our FMC, head on down to our ETSU menu, go down to the AOC menu and look at our received messages. And this is our load sheet, our initial load sheet for today's flight. So we're just going to accept that, return, head back to the AOC menu, and then go to our flight initialization page and just request the data. Once the data is populated, we can see that we have an estimated time en route of 1 hour 36 minutes. So it's quite a short to medium length flight. Then we're just going to duplicate this page on our right hand side screen as well. Then on the left, we'll go to the init page and we start keying in our information. So we'll be departing from EGLL and we will be heading to LIML. Insert that. Then our flight number is Speedbird 570 with a cost index of 60 and a allocated cruising altitude of 330. Ground temperatures, we have 6 degrees for this morning's ground temperature as indicated on the systems over here. And that should be it for our init A page. So I want to confirm the inputted data. Okay, and then now we can head on and proceed to input our routing. So we're gonna hit flight plan. We're departing EGLL runway 27 left via Detling 2 Golf, and then we're going to insert that. And then from Detling, we're just going to start inserting our waypoints. So from Detling, we'll be using the Airways Lima 6. From Lima 6, we'll be heading to DVR. And then we'll be using Uniform Lima 9. And then we'll be heading to Conan. And then from Conan we'll be using uniform Lima 607, and we'll be heading to Kilo Oscar Kilo, and then we can just insert that. And then from Kilo Oscar Kilo we'll be flying direct to Remba, and then from Remba we'll be flying direct to Pites, from Pites we'll be heading direct to KRH, so Kilo Romeo Hotel, and then from KRH we'll be heading to NATO, and then we'll be heading direct to TRA, so Tango Romeo Alpha, and then we'll be going to Rypass, and then direct Gersa, and then direct Sossen, and then Odina, and that's our last waypoint before we begin approach procedures. In terms of arrival, we are planning for a runway 17 arrival, so ILS Zulu VOR. Alright, localizer, so we'll arrive via the RNAV 17 via the Odina 3C arrival, and then we can just insert that. With that inserted, we can just have a brief overview of our flight, switch on the constraints, switch to blend mode, and let's just scroll through our blend flight. So zoom out a little bit more. Okay, and then we have a blend discontinuity between these points. So once we arrive, we will be given a via route which should connect these waypoints together and allow us to move from this final waypoint back to here, and then proceed to make our landing at runway 17. Okay, right, can flip that back to normal. That's our flight plan done, or our routing done. Then our initial climb is 6,000 feet as indicated by the SID, and then we can just wait for the aircraft to be loaded and boarded before making our way out. In about 10 minutes time, we will then begin to switch on our APU, as I just like switching on my APU 10 minutes before the time of departure. So yeah, in about 10 minutes we'll switch on the APU and then just finalize with the cabin crew to ensure that everybody is boarded.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this self-loading cargo service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
aircraft, be advised information puffer now current. QNH1027.
Alright, captains, and that's our aircraft boarded. As indicated, we've got 1 minute left, so I'm just going to proceed to turn on the APU. So we're going to turn on the fuel pump, turn on the master switch, and then hit the start switch. Then we're just going to jump outside to listen to the APU start up.
Stand by while we start pushback.
And that's our APU startup. So our APU is fully running, as you can see from the avail indication, as well as the avail indication right there. Just gonna turn on the APU bleed to get some air conditioning running through the cabin, and then we can just head back down to our FMC and continue our processes. So I'm gonna go to the AOC menu, hit our received messages, look at our final load sheet, and then accept that. Head back to our init page, head to init B, and just key in our figures. So we have a zero fuel weight of 71.1, and then we have a zero fuel weight center of gravity of 26.4. Just key that in. Fueling tanks of 10.1 tons. And then as per the flight plan, we had a average wind component of -001. So we can just key that in. It's too little to impact our extra time or extra fuel on board, so that's great. Alright, that's our init B page done. We can hit the performance page and then head back to our EFB and just do our performance calculations. So we are departing from 27 left. Service conditions are dry. Sync with the final load sheet, sync with the final weather, and just hit calculate. We have a V1 of 166, so 166, 171, 171, 2 up 0.7. So 66, 171, 171, flaps 2, 0.7 up, and then we have a flex temp of 55. Alright, let's just confirm that. 0.7 up, flex tempo of 55. Awesome. And that's our takeoff calculations. Key in V1, our V2 speed, and then proceed to turn on all our fuel pumps and turn off the external power. Okay, and that should be our aircraft ready for departure. We have around 8 minutes left for departure, but we're just going to continue and request for pushback. So let's turn on our seatbelt sign and then proceed to turn on our beacon light while the ground crew prepares for pushback procedures. Heathrow ground, good morning. This is Speedbird 570 at gate 521. Request pushback and engine start.
Speedbird 570, Heathrow ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Face east.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face east. Speedbird 570. Alright. Right, we have been given a eastward facing pushback, so we're just going to face east on Yankee.
Release parking brakes, please.
Start our clocks. Switch to the TA mode.
Release parking brakes, please.
And then release the parking brake.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Let's just position our cameras properly so that we could listen to the startup sounds of this aircraft. Right, we are past the white line, so we can proceed to start our engine. And let's jump back outside to listen.
Now ask for your attention while
Please set parking brakes.
the mouth, hold in place with the strap.
Can
and
set
pull
our
on the
parking
side to
brake.
adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head.
We've got a veil indication and we can proceed to start the other engine and just listen to
Do not
it.
inflate it inside the aircraft.
And that was the engine startup. Those engines sound incredible. We're just going to wait for our veil indication and then confirm that we have good engine start. A veil has been indicated. We can confirm that we have good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Can head back to our top panel, switch off the APU bleed, and then switch off the APU because our engines are running now. And then switch our ignition switch back to the norm, and then set up so we have a flaps 2 departure. So we're just gonna watch our flaps extension.
Unlocking gear.
Alright, flaps have been configured. Then we're just going to proceed to set our trim. So we're going to hit the flight control page and we have 0.7 up.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
There we go. Our pitch trim has been
Left
set.
is clear. Right is clear.
Let's just head outside and just test our flight controls. For left, for right, pull up and pull down. Okay, head back in the aircraft. Okay, the ground crew has cleared. Let's just request for taxi instructions and then proceed to make our way to the runway. Heathrow ground, speedbird 521, request taxi to the active.
Speedbird 570, runway 27 left taxi via Yankee, Bravo, link 28, November 1.
Taxi to runway 27 left via Yankee, Bravo, link 28, November 1. Speedbird 570. Alright, that's our taxi instruction. We can flip on our taxi light and then just turn off our interior lights. Let's have a look. Yeah, we have enough brightness. Release our parking brake and make our way to the runway. Alright, just a bit of throttle. It's a slightly long taxi. We've still got around 13 minutes on our clock, so we still have some time because we have a allocated time frame of 20 minutes for pushback and taxiing. So we're 7 minutes in according to our clocks and we're still good. Just increase the throttle. a lot of company traffic, but the airport seems to be calm at this time of day. Not a lot of movement, not a lot of traffic coming in and going out. So we're the early birds for this flight. Keeping it nicely on the center there. Pretty long aircraft, eh? It's giving me flashbacks to the 777, even though it's not as long, but when you usually fly the A320 and jump to the 21, the size difference is really eye-catching. Right, and we're almost at our designated runway. There's our company hangar there.
Speedbird 570. Contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Contact tower on 118.705. Speedbird 570. right, and we are going to hold just right here. Set our parking brake, tune in to the tower frequency 118705, and then just prepare our aircraft. Predictive wind shear on, weather systems on, terrain on the one side. Turn on our landing lights, nose gear to take off, runway turn off lights, turn on the strobe lights as well. Flip to TARA, and then run the takeoff config test, and we've got normal, and then we can just have a look. Cabin is secured, crew is seated, and we are ready for departure. Heathrow Tower, good morning. Speedbird 570, holding short runway 27 left, ready for departure.
Speedbird 570 Heathrow Tower, wind 050 at 4, runway 27 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 27 left, Speedbird 570. Alright, we've been cleared, can release our parking brake. Proceed to get on the runway and make our way out. And that's our aircraft nicely aligned. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take off and enjoy the sounds. Men flex. On the center. V1 rotate. Gear up.
Speedbird 570, reset transponder. Squawk 2252.
Let's just follow
Squawk
the flight
2252,
director.
Speedbird 570.
Throttles to climb. Just take this turn slightly. Right, that's our takeoff. Can turn off our spoilers. .2252. Let's just reset up transponder. 2252.
Speedbird 570, wind check.
Wind 050 at 4.
London Control, Speedbird 570, 5,600 feet.
Speedbird 570, London Control, good evening, radar contact, climb to flight level 330.
Climb to flight level 330, Speedbird 570. Alright, and that's our climb clearance. It's key in our climb there. Because we have been cleared to climb higher, we can then bypass the climb restriction that has been set. So we can increase our vertical speed to a climb rate of about 2,100 feet per minute. And then we can switch our QNH to the standard pressure as we've gone past our transitional height. So climb rate of 2,200.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelts fastened.
Then we will just look out for the 10,000 feet marker where we will then turn off our landing lights.
Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes. In just a few moments we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages.
Once we break past around 11,000 feet, I'm just going to be flipping beyond ATC to the AI controller so that they can just control the radio communication, and then Captains, you can enjoy the climb to 33, flight level 330, and continue to enjoy the journey to LIML, Linate Airport, and I will rejoin you as we approach our top of descent and make our way down to the arrival airport.
570, London Control.
about to serve our hot drinks menu. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. Thank you.
1894 Heavy, flight level 340.
Jet 1894 Heavy, London Control, radar contact.
570, radio check.
Speedbird 570, reading you loud and clear.
London Control, Speedbird 570. Good morning. Flight level 330.
Alright, captains, we are about 40 nautical miles out from our top of descent. This 100 nautical mile radius just marks the range of the ATC frequency for the arrival airport at Milan Linate Airport. So I'm just going to switch to our Navigraph chart and have a look at our arrival ground chart so that I can just get the arrival ATC frequency, which is 136.375 136 375. Right, and then once we pass the 100 nautical mile marker, we can then tune in to just listen to the arrival ATC and update our arrival information. incredible. Flying over these snow/ice-topped mountains is incredible. Alright, let's tune into the ATC.
NH1015. VFR conditions. Landing and departing runway 35. Transition level 060. Numerous cranes in operation around Linate. Advise on initial contact you have information Charlie. Linate Airport information Charlie. 0536 Zulu. Wind variable. Temperature 05. Dew point 03. QNH1015. VFR conditions.
Alright, and that's our arrival ATC. Like I said, our arrival runway might change, so it did change to runway 35. Let's just wait for ATC to just provide the final approach clearance and key that in. But in the meantime, I'm just going to key in our weather conditions for the arrival. So I have a QNH of 1015, temperatures of 5 degrees this morning. The wind is variable, so I'll go 0/0, and then our transition altitude is flight level 060. Okay, we're gonna go with the full flap configuration, and we have a arrival approach speed of 146. Okay, we're 14 nautical miles out. Let's just call in ready for descent.
Zurich radar, Speedbird 570. Good morning. Flight level 330.
Speedbird 570. Zurich radar identified. Speedbird 570. Zurich radar. Expecto Dyna 4 Alpha. Runway 35.
Expecto Dyna 4 Alpha, runway 35, Speedbird 570.
Alright, then we have been cleared for arrival on runway
Dolomiti 7
35.
Juliet Tango. Betos 1 Alpha with the Betos transition. Runway 08 left.
And
Report ready for
Ordina
descent.
5 Alpha, 4 Alpha, yes, there we go. We can just insert
Betos
that.
1 Alpha with the Betos transition. Runway 08 left. Ready for descent. Dolomiti 7 Juliet Tango.
Right,
Dolomiti 7 Juliet Tango. Descent to flight level 130. Descend to flight level 130, Dolomiti 7 Juliet Tango.
and let's descend.
Dolomiti 7 Juliet Tango. Contact Vienna Center 124.4. Center on 124.4, Dolomiti 7 Juliet Tango.
Speedbird 570, ready for descent.
Speedbird 570, Odina 4 Alpha, runway 35, descent to flight level 130.
Odina 4 Alpha, runway 35, descend to flight level 130, Speedbird 570.
Let's have a look at our chart. So we are on the Odina 3 Alpha.
Zurich radar, Ryanair 82 Yankee Delta, flight level 390. Ryanair 82 Yankee Delta, Zurich radar, radar contact.
Odina 4 Alpha. Just mark this chart. We are coming through Odina and gonna make our way down to our first constraint at 13,000 feet. And just wanna mark the ILS Zulu chart and have a look at that. Our
Zurich radar,
localizer,
691 Mike, flight level 250.
frequency 109.55. Let's have a look.
Luxor 691 Mike, Zurich radar, radar contact.
I just want to have a look here.
Zurich radar, Air Portugal 557 Hotel, flight level 370.
Air Portugal 557 Hotel, Zurich radar, identified.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside.
Zurich radar, Magic Sun 6 Juliet Juliet, flight level 359.
You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened ready for landing.
Was going to extend
Please
some
help us
speed
by
brakes.
handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or
Magic Sun 6 Juliet Juliet, Zurich radar, identified.
Thank you.
And then
Speedbird 570, contact Milan radar 124.925, bye-bye.
Contact Milan radar 124.925, Speedbird 570. Have a good morning. Milan radar, Speedbird 570, descending via Odina 4 Alpha, flight level 209er.
Speedbird 570, Milan radar, radar contact. Milan radar, Ryanair 83 Yankee Romeo,
Yeah.
good morning, flight level
ILNT.
380.
ILNT. Alright. Final approach track 353.
Ryanair 83 Yankee Romeo, Milan
Approach
radar,
altitude
identified.
3000 and then minimums of 537.
Milan radar, Ryanair 79 Papa Papa, flight level 360.
Ryanair 79 Papa Papa, Milan radar, radar contact. Air Portugal 827 Victor, contact Marseille Control 120.85.
Contact Marseille Control 120.85 Air Portugal 827 Victor. Bye-bye.
Speedbird 570, contact Milan radar 126.3.
Contact Milan radar 126.3, Speedbird 570. Milan radar, Speedbird 570, flight level 188, we have Charlie.
Speedbird 570, Milan radar, good morning, QNH1015, expect the ILS Zulu runway tree position.
QNH1015, expect the ILS Zulu runway 35 with the nib transition. Speedbird 570.
Alright, we've been given a via approach. So we're just going to key that in. 35 via the AVNIB. There we go. Set that. And let's just have a look. Manually select the heading, insert that, then head back on route. And that should have gotten rid of the discontinuity we had. There we go. Right hand turn, down base, and then we'll be doing our approach. Alright. Let's just pop up the aircraft and have a look at some of the views. Yes, this looks incredible. We have traffic right over there. Amazing how bright the strobes are even during the day. Let's flip back into the aircraft. Our current weight 76 tons, so 76.1. Just gonna do our landing calculations. Runway 35, apply the meta 76.1. Insert that. So with the low brake, we're gonna need a medium brake. Full reverses. It's going to be tight, but we'll also apply some of the manual brakes as well to just not overshoot our runway. It's going to have to be a very accurate landing. We can't miss the threshold, the aiming point, as well as the touchdown markers. We have to be within them in order to make the braking distance that we have. So we're going in for medium brake. Set that up. Alright, that is us just hitting our constraint. I'm going to manually override the speed and drop us down to around 220 knots.
Speedbird 570, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH1015.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH1015, Speedbird 570.
Speedbird 570, cleared direct of nib, cross of nib at or above 5,000 feet, cleared ILS Zulu runway tree 5.
Cleared direct of nib, cross of nib at or above 5,000 feet, cleared ILS Zulu runway 35, Speedbird 570.
Milan radar, Hetero 2 Delta India, flight level 2A1, we have Charlie on board.
Right,
Hetero 2 Delta India, Milan radar, QNH1015, expect the ILS Yankee runway tree 5 with the Dixer transition.
we are below 230, just going to extend the first level of flaps.
QNH1015, expect the ILS Yankee runway 35 with the Dixer transition, Hetero 2 Delta India.
There we go.
Hetero 2 Delta India, cleared direct Dixer, cross Dixer at or above 3,000 feet, cleared ILS Yankee runway tree 5. Cleared direct Dixer, cross Dixer at or above 3,000 feet, cleared ILS Yankee runway 35, Hetero 2 Delta India.
Now we just have to watch out for our 10,000 feet marker. We will then switch on the landing lights.
All aircraft be advised information delta now current, QNH1015.
Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. Now we can turn on our landing lights.
Traffic, traffic.
And just add some brightness to our panels. We're still below the profile over here. We're still slightly too low, but the profile is catching up with us. The views are incredible. This is absolutely stunning. bit of your speed brake. Then we can start to decrease our speed to around 200 knots, or let's do 190 for now. Gonna turn on our landing system. Set the final approach altitude. And deploy flaps 2. Turn on the localizer. Increase speed to 170. Okay, we're on the localizer. Can hit approach, and we've got our glide slope captured. We're less than
Speedbird
10 miles
570.
out.
Contact Linate Tower 118.1. Have a good day.
Activate approach.
Contact Tower 118.1, Speedbird 570.
Landing gear down. Extend flaps 3.
Linate Tower, Speedbird 570, ILS Zulu runway 35.
Speedbird 570, Linate Tower, wind variable, runway tree 5 clear to land.
Runway 35 cleared to land, Speedbird 570.
Cabin crew has secured the cabin and they're seated, ready for landing. We've got a crosswind coming in at 5 knots. Flip outside.
Itero 300, holding short, runway tree 5. Itero 300, Linate Tower, wind variable, runway tree 5, cleared for takeoff, traffic 6 mile final, keep it rolling. Runway tree 5, liftoff. Keep it rolling. Itero 300.
1,000.
Okay, and we can proceed to take control of the aircraft.
Itero 300. Contact Milan radar 126.75.
400.
Contact Milan radar 126.75. Itero 300.
300. 100 above.
Continue.
200. Minimum.
Flight slope. Flight slope.
40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 5. 5.
Full reverses.
Speedbird 570. Exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway. Speedbird 570.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However,
Speedbird
we ask that you remain
570.
seated
Contact
until
ground
the seatbelt sign is
121.8.
switched.
Bye-bye.
Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used.
Ground 121.8. Speedbird 570.
Checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out.
And that's touchdown,
Smoking is not
ladies and
permitted until you
gentlemen.
reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your self-loading cargo journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination...
Itero 1746. At ramp 64. Request pushback and engine start.
Self-loading cargo app. Thank you.
Let's just hold and wait for our allocated
Itero
gate.
1746. Linate ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Should be gate 5.
Pushback approved. Face northeast. Itero 1746.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Once that happens, we will start deboarding and you'll be able to leave the aircraft. Thank you. Cabin crew, doors to manual, please.
Speedbird 570. Request taxi to assigned gate.
Alright, can turn off the terrain. Turn off the windshield.
Speedbird 570. Gate 5 taxi via Golf. Alpha. Bravo. Charlie.
Gate 5 via Golf. Alpha. Bravo. Charlie. Speedbird 570.
Right, that's our allocated gate, gate 5. Let's just make our way to it. We've just got default scenery here, so no payway here, hence the airport looks like this.
Itero 1746. Request taxi. Itero Itaro 1746, runway 35 taxi via Zulu, Foxtrot, Echo, Golf, Kilo, Lima. Hold short runway 18. Runway 35 taxi via Zulu, Foxtrot, Echo, Golf, Kilo, Lima. Hold short runway 18, Itaro 1746.
Can proceed to turn off our taxi light.
Itaro 2055, ramp 70, request pushback and engine start. Itaro 1746, cross runway 18 at Golf. Continue taxi via Golf, Kilo, Lima. Cross runway 18 at Golf. Continue taxi via Golf, Kilo, Lima, Itaro 1746. Itaro 2055, Linate ground, pushback approved. Face west. Pushback approved, face west, Itaro 2055.
Just straighten up a little bit. There we go. Slow it down. And stop. Set our parking brake. Is not running, so let's just request for ground connection. Turn on the external power and then cut our engines. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Milan Linate Airport. I trust that you had a great flight and you enjoyed the scenery along the way. Just before you head off the aircraft, I'm going to turn off the seatbelt signs, leave the no smoking signs on, and then proceed to turn off our beacon light
Contact Linate Tower
in order to
118
request for descent.
Over to Tower 118.1, Itaro 1746.
Proceed to turn off our pumps.
Ladies and gentlemen, your portable electronic devices must not be used until
Itaro 2055, taxi for departure.
Please take care and hold on to the handrails while walking down the stairs. Please ensure that you
Let's have a look at the company
Itaro
message.
2055, runway 35 taxi via Tango, Echo, Golf, Kilo, Lima. Hold short runway 18.
So we arrived
Runway
at
35 taxi
6:22.
via Tango, Echo, Golf, Kilo, Lima. Hold short runway 18, Itaro 2055.
When we had a planned arrival of 6:16 or 6:15. ultimately at 6:36 when we incorporate the taxiing in, so we are on time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was an awesome flight. Bit of a stutter in the beginning, but then we made it all the way. Pretty smooth journey and a pretty good landing. Let's just have a look at our rate. We have a landing rate of around 215 feet per minute and a landing G-force of 1.33 Gs. That's a great landing, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Milan Linate Airport, and I trust that you enjoyed the flight and you enjoyed the stay. Thank you for tuning in to this video on flying to Milan Linate Airport. Keep well.
Taro 2055, cross runway 18 at Golf. Continue taxi via Golf, Kilo, Lima. Cross runway 18 at Golf. Continue taxi via Golf, Kilo, Lima, Itero 2055.